May 20th, 2021. Hope you guys had a good day. Let's talk about what's going on today because things are much better than they were yesterday. Things are in the green and literally everything's in the green. So let's just get into the action. All right. Well, as you can see, everything is looking green. Not necessarily over the last 7 days, but if you look at the last 24 hours, everything is in the positive, even tether. We're looking at $1 today. It's like $1 every day. Anyway, it's been good to see things come back. Just like I told everybody, don't panic. Things are like this are temporary, and there is fluctuation in the markets, but you got to make sure you're just keeping a cool, leveled head. I thought about actually covering some of the things that you should and shouldn't do when experiencing a crash like this, but it was going to be super emotional for most of you, so I decided to let's give it another day. So tomorrow I'll be posting another video in regards to some of the do's and don'ts when you experience a market like this, just because you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of what's going on and not panicking, because it's so easier for you to go down the wrong road here and just go, okay, I guess I'm selling everything. And we saw that take place with a lot of people. And what's really unfortunate is that a lot of this really seemed to have to do with some market manipulation. A lot of the big players that have a ton of money invested in Bitcoin and other coins, actually, they are just dumping. And it caused a lot of people to panic and a lot of people to sell. And they quickly bought back in to make some huge profits. Something that actually came out on 4chan, which is pretty interesting, is that somebody called it. Somebody said exactly what was going to take place. They were talking about the exact time, but then it changed. But they mentioned the $30,000 mark that they were looking for, and that's when the buyback in was going to start taking place. And almost to a T, the stuff that this guy was saying actually came true. So you got to be careful with what you're doing with your money. Don't panic. People say that Bitcoin is dead all the time. There were like some reports that were saying that somebody announced that Bitcoin is dead for like the 200th time. It's not dead. It's not going away. Don't panic. Your Bitcoin's still worth a Bitcoin if that's what you have. Prices are not going to go down. I learned that with Doge. One Doge equals one Doge. Regardless of how much it costs in fiat money, one Doge, still one Doge. I'm going to put that on a shirt. I'll probably put it down in the comments below there. You guys can get a nice shirt from it. Anyhow, don't panic. Let's go back to the markets, take a look at what's going on. Like I was saying, everything is in the green for the last 24 hours. Some a lot more than others. Like Doge. Doge took a pretty big dive, and it's coming back up. We're at 39 cents right now. Polkadot. There are some coins I actually want to highlight. Polkadot is doing okay. Much better than some other coins. One of my favorites right now that I'm holding a lot of, Cardano. They're doing all right. 174 right now, and I think they're going to keep going back up. Let me just drill down just here a little bit. So you can see we had this big old spike. It went all the way up to, if I can get into 1 day. No, so I got to do 7 days for that one. But that doesn't help when it doesn't go the way I want it to go. Anyhow, it did do really well, over $2. Here we go. So $2.35. We had 244 over the last 24 hours. Let's do last month. So we had a high of 246 right there. That's pretty good. We're back down to the 174, but again, there's a lot of stuff coming out for this. A lot of functionality that's going to be available here in the summer. So keep an eye on it. I expect great things for this. Coming back, Polkadot. So Polkadot is another coin that I'm holding a little bit of. I expect them to do well. They're just not as performing as well as I would have hoped. Just recovering from this, tiny bit crash here. We're at that $29 mark. Let me take a look at the last month. So, yeah. So we hit almost $50. If you see that, it was 49. 69 was the high. So we're climbing back up, but we're definitely not where it was. And the reason Polkadot's doing well again is because the Ethereum network kind of sucks right now. It's just the gas fees are way too high, and it's really hard for you to trade or do anything functional when it comes to the Ethereum network, just because those gas fees being so high. Now, the other day I mentioned a few coins. It was Avalanche, which didn't do as well as that it had hoped. It took a pretty big hit during this crash. But two others that I'm super pumped about is actually Solana, which I mentioned about. I might end up building something on their platform. Take a look at this. It survived the crash. So Solana, if we take a look at it, Solana is at $45 right now, and it didn't drop like everything else. It stayed pretty good, and it recovered really well. So if you look at the highs and lows here for the last 24 hours, 51 was the high, 36 was the low. Let me go a little bit further out. $50.30. It survived even the crash. So definitely pumped that I got into Solana before this crash, because it actually, it made it really, really well through it. Another one here, Polygon. This is another one that I'm holding a little bit of. Again, it was peak prices, so I didn't actually want to get in at that price. Right now at 181, I think it's decent price to get in, but it survived the crash. It just did well in comparison to a lot of other coins. So if you look at it, so we're looking at number 17. I'm going to scroll down to number 17 here. Look at that. Over the last 7 days, it's still up 59%, almost 60% up over the last 7 days, even with the major crash that we had. This says a lot about this coin. This is actually pretty impressive. Last but not least, the other coin that did really well during this crash was Harmony, where it's ranking 82 now. And yeah, I'm pretty pumped at how well it did, because I'm holding a bit of Harmony right now. I got in a lot lower prices than this, and I'm still holding on to it. If I go back here, let me go back. We're looking at rank 82. So if I scroll all the way down, down to 82, look at that. Even through the crash, it's still green for the last 7 days. That's, again, impressive. And actually, I'm going to cover one more coin before I close this video. I know some people were asking about altcoins. I'll put one more in there that I think might help you guys. Moving to something else. So markets, they're recovering. Thanks for not panicking, everybody. I know I talked to some of you, and you told me that you held on and you didn't sell because of some of the things that I was talking about. I appreciate it. Keep holding. That's the way to bring things back up. That's definitely how we wanna roll in this market. Actually, let me bring something else up here. Talking about how volatile things are. Take a look at this here. I'm going to bring up this chart. All right. So these are all the crashes that have happened within the cryptocurrency world from 2012 all the way to 2021. This happens, and it happens a lot. It looks like a piece of it's getting cropped there, but the lowest numbers there are 86.9%. That's a lot. That's a big drop in markets. So you got to be careful. You got to make sure that you're taking profits. If I can encourage all of you to do something, is take profits whenever you feel like things are going well. Yeah, you got to pay taxes on it depending on where you're trading. Holding it in a stable coin, just a little bit of money, because there's a lot of opportunity for you to have huge gains if you're holding stablecoin. Because if you were able to buy Bitcoin at that $29,000 mark, well, you would have been up 33% within a few hours. But most people didn't have that in their portfolio. They didn't have any stablecoin to buy other things with. So I know I'm like preaching to the choir, because I got to do this myself and hold a little bit more stablecoin to take advantage of these dips, but that's the best way for you to be able to get in. Second tip on here, please use multiple platforms. We saw Blockfi, we saw were a bunch of other ones actually that Voyager was down. Who else was down? Robinhood halted trading. We had coin. Yeah, we had CoinDesk. Like, there was everything was down, so you had to like bounce around from exchange to exchange to figure out which ones were actually up and allowing you to buy and sell. So I'm a big proponent for having multiple accounts in multiple places in case this happens. That way nobody's locking you out and preventing you from purchasing or selling it. That for that matter. So I definitely have at least 6 places I'm holding coins with, so I have the flexibility of purchasing in case I see some of these big dips. Again, I'm not saying that you should have Robinhood or any of these other ones, just because it's Robinhood. It's unfortunate they don't allow you to transfer coins out. You actually have to take profits and pay on those before you can actually do anything with it. You can just move from wallet to wallet, but it is what it is. Weibo is one of the good ones right now, in my opinion, and I have a link down below for you to sign up for that. Blockfi is doing pretty well when it comes to allowing you to earn money passively. So two of the ones I recommend right this moment. I love Voyager, but some of their transaction fees are not that great, and they've crashed way too often recently. So be aware of that. But jumping on to something a bit more upbeat, I guess you can say, because I don't want to be a downer this whole time. Let me pull this up here. NFTs. So this is something I actually want to point out. So NFTs have been super expensive, and a lot of people are saying that they're a fad that's going to go away. I think they're going to continue to go up, and this market projection here seems to agree. And it's not so much that the NFTs are going to cost more and more and more money, but there's just going to be more people in the market. More and more we're finding out, companies, individuals, even cities are creating NFTs. So it's a very new market that's just getting more and more traction. So the NFT market's going to definitely open up. I don't necessarily foresee like huge, prices as far as the previous NFTs that are kind of the fad NFTs that have come out. But there will be a lot more NFTs, and it's going to be a lot more accessible, which is why these numbers are going to go way, way up. I know I mentioned that I was going to share a coin that I'm looking into now. So if you remember, Harmony is definitely one of the ones that I've been, holding. New, it's like one of my new holds essentially, and new doesn't really mean new. I'm talking about a month here. Solana, I'm big on. I like Avalanche, and one that I'm starting to explore a little bit more, and hopefully this doesn't make it a little crazy, but you pull this up. CeeLo. CeeLo is actually doing quite well over the last few days, and I think that it might be something to watch for. I'm going to be watching it. It had a decent spike recently, and I want to see what happens with this. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not, recommending any of that. I'm just saying that this is a coin that I'm interested in, that I do want to see where it goes and what happens to it. It's mobile, essentially, so it's a coin that's really focusing on mobile applications for you to be able to send and receive money seamlessly. That's kind of their goal. But I want to see where this goes, and I actually have some decent expectations. So let's see where this goes. I'll follow this one, see where it takes us. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to be able to do some of these things live for you, and I'd be able to actually do it more often and maybe multiple times a day and kind of cover more things. But I got to get those subscribers first. So if y'all can help me out, share this video to somebody that might benefit from it. Actually, don't share this video. Share the one that I'm going to post tomorrow. That might be even better. I'll try to get a couple out tomorrow. There are a few things that I do want to cover with all of you. Kind of give you a few insights as to what I've been thinking about when it comes to crypto, how to handle crypto, how to handle the things that you have, and what's coming up next, what's going to happen, what we can expect. But it's been awesome hanging out with you all, as always. And just thank you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all the feedback. Leave your comment down below. I've had a lot of people reach out to me offline, which is kind of funny, but I'd love to connect with all of you. If you just leave me a comment below, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you want to hear more of, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.